Thank you for choosing our Patio Heat channel. I'm Steve. We provide tips and information to extend the enjoyment of your patio project. Our videos give you a knowledgeable overview prior to investing in your outdoor heating equipment. Whether you are a professional or owner-builder, we provide specific details for optimum heat coverage for your application. Post a comment or question, or for developed visual designs, send your request into designs@patioheat.com. We're here to work with you. For over 30 years, patio heating is the bedrock of our business, expressing what works best. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application. And let's go first of all into the overall dimensions. So the overall dimensions that I have aren't 100% accurate here, but as you can see here, I have this section here at 30 feet long. So from here to this back wall, it's 30 feet. Now that 30 feet section could actually be from here, over here to over here, which is an additional 4 feet over here, I think, is what I have. This section here I have at 30 feet. And then you can see I have two different sections. One here of 11 feet from the outside edge of this post to the outside edge of this post. We also know that the slope of the ceiling is 12 by 12, so that's my slope ceiling section. I have it at 18 foot 2 inches off the finished floor. I received this information about the fireplace here being at 9 foot 10, and then I also have the height of the beam here at 8 feet off the finished floor, and then this section over here at 9 feet 4. That's pretty much about it as far as the information I do have. I had the dimension of the fans as far as the distance and the size of the fan. If I was to actually change the size of the fan here, or not change it but actually measure it, let's go ahead and do that real quick. You can see that I have it at the measurement that I received. If I can grab a hold of that, and you can see I have that 5 foot 3. And then if you were to see the distance that I had it from the ceiling, let's see if I can grab that here, and we'll just grab this over here, and you'll see, whoops, let's try that one more time. So we'll go from here to here, and you can see I have that at 1 foot 2 inches off of the ceiling height itself. Also, they had mentioned actually the true dimension was based off of the finished floor. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So off the finished floor, you can see I have it at 8 foot 2 inches off the finished floor. Other than that, I'm not quite sure of the true location of this fan here, nor do I know the true location of this fan here as far as the distance from this point here, center point of the fan, to the outer edge or things of that nature. But I do have it centered within this span here, and I do have this one here centered within the span over here. So there are some light fixtures. I don't know the exact location that I have on here, but I have them 18 inches centered off the edge over here, 18 inches centered off the edge over here. Let's see if I can turn these dimensions off for now. And then I have those lights at approximately 48 inches center to center on this point here to here, and that's true throughout all 7 of the units I have there. I saw some skylights. Well, at least I saw one, but I'm just guessing there might be 3. But that shouldn't have an issue with regards to the location that I'm going to place the heaters. Also, there are some recessed lighting up here somewhere. I don't know where the true spaces of that is as well. I did put the dimensions as far as the distances on the seam position over here. At least I have this at about 3 feet is what I was told. Let's see if I can get in here. So the distance here is approximately 3 feet, so I wasn't sure whether it was the post, the beams coming across here or what, but I have it at 210¼ here and 2.8 from this point here. It shouldn't be a big issue. And then over here I have it at 12 feet from this point here to the inside edge of the fireplace. Now, is the fireplace truly where it's at? I think I have it at 18 inches into the structure here. Also, we have a TV set over here that we need to be aware of, and I think that's about it. We do have the fan here in the center. I have it placed, kind of where I have it placed. It's not a true position, but I'm just guessing it's kind of center point in this area around here. So I think that's about it as far as all the dimensions are concerned. So let's go ahead and look at what might work. So first I'm going to go into the fireplace section here. They want to have heating just in this one space here. And what I have here is 2 of the CD6024s. I have them mounted on this edge here. And the important thing about the mounting on this edge here is that it is meeting the clearances from this point here to the ceiling, and that's what I've done here. So with that 12 by 12 slope, this should not be an issue. You can actually move it down a little bit further if you needed to, but I have these at 30-degree angles. And let's go ahead and look at what the footprint of heat might look like. And so these are infrared light waves. Infrared light waves travel through air. They don't heat air, they only heat mass. And if you're in the light wave itself, you'll feel the warmth. If you're outside of that light wave, let's say you're standing over here, you're not going to feel the warmth at all. However, the coverage that I'm getting here, it's kind of hard to see. I could just hide this for a second. Let me go ahead and just remove that for a minute. But you can see that this would be a really, really good coverage for these 2 seating positions here. Basically, this position here and this position over here. You could, put another chair over here to make that more comfortable for someone else. But that would be a good coverage for this overall space here. So yeah, I think that would be just fine. Now on this section over here, and I should go back to mention the fact that, with the heaters mounted, and I have them centered within this span of seating position here. But with the fact that there's light fixtures up here, it's not an issue covering those lights or anything of that nature. So this is just fine, as is. Now going to this section over here, if we were to, some people think about just placing 1 unit above the seating position like this, and if I was to do that, obviously we have a problem. That problem is we have a fan right here. So I've centered it over the seating position, and that's what I would do if I didn't have the fan there. But with that fan there, obviously that's a problem. So let's go ahead and look at what 2 units would look like. And these again are CD6024s. You can see that the CD6024 mounted at this height is a little bit more intense than what is typically necessary in most applications. Another thing too is we want to make sure that we are meeting the clearances to combustibles. So we're not meeting the clearances to the fan here right now. So what we would have to do is we'd have to take the heater itself and move it. Let's see if I can show that here. I'd have to take this clearance zone and move that so that it's at the proper clearance to the fan itself. Let's see if I can go in here and get that. There we go, right. I think that's about where it should be. Actually, just grab it at the right place. Whoops, it's not really cooperating. Let's see if we have that proper. And I'm gonna move it back to where it was. There we go. So that's the 18 inches of clearance. And now you can see that we have a problem with covering the center position here with that fan size. And so what you could do is, I'm going to do something here. I'm just going to delete this for a second and go back to this here, and we're going to go ahead and just swap this heater. Let's see if I can grab that properly. And let's give me, whoops, 1 second on this. So what I'm going to do here is just copy this heater based off of the center point of the fan here, and we'll go to that, and then we'll change the angle of these two units. Now, going back to that 6,000 watt unit, it would be fine using a 6,000 watt unit if in fact you had a control system. If you did not have a control system, then you would probably want a 4,000 watt unit on this particular application. The other thing I'm going to do here is see if I can get in here, and let's see if I can move in here properly. And what I want to do is actually change the angle of the units. So I'm going to go in here and you know, just as I talk here, sorry about this, but as I speak, what I want to know is that I'm going to go with 10-degree change of an angle here. What I want you to know is that a 4,000 watt unit would be efficient. It has the same footprint. It's just not as intense as this particular unit, 6,000 watt unit itself. But as we do a 10-degree tilt angle, you can see that we're covering the space much nicer. So we're meeting, well, we're not quite meeting the clearances here now, because once we change that angle, you can see that the clearance area changes because of the angle itself. So what we want to do is move this again, and we'll go ahead and just grab that, move it out to this point, and let's see if we are, whoops. There we go. And let's see if we are meeting the clearances. So yes, we're meeting the clearances here now. But again, with that 10-degree tilt on either the 6,000 or the 4,000 watt unit, then we are meeting to properly cover the seating position over here. So that's pretty much about it. If we want to get exact dimensions, we need to know some things about, you know, the lightings and stuff of that nature. But this is a general piece of information here. I didn't move this one over here, but let's just move that approximately 2.5 inches, and I think that's going to make the right coverage, so that's good. And we'll go ahead and see if we can get the true distance now from each other. I'm going to turn off the clearances here, and I'm actually going to lower these units so I can grab it properly. So let's try this here. I'm just going to move it down real quick and then get into this position here, move it back up to the ceiling, mount it on the ceiling, and then let's see if we can grab a measuring tape here and measure that distance from this point to this point over here. And try that one more time. We'll go from this point to this point here. So with that fan dimension that I gave before, you can see that we're at 9 and 1 1/4 inch. So you can go actually at about 9.5 feet, 10-degree tilt, and you'll be at a very nice coverage for this particular area. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, not monetize. YouTube does not support our channel unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent day.